Hello everyone, we are from Group 15. Here we want to presenting our research of our group topic about reading comprehension. But first of all, let me introduce our members. The first is Fatih Rais with the student number 22, 10, 13, and 2005. Then Arjuna Setya with student number 22, 10, 13, and 2016. And the last is me, Yusuf Mulyantoro with student number 22, 10, 13, and 2007. So the title of the two articles we will read out is an important element in promoting reading comprehension and the importance of intrinsic motivation for high and low ability readers' reading comprehension performance. We will first retelling what each of the article discussion. After that, we will tell the thesis and the antithesis correlation between the two articles. Without further, here is our presentation, starting from. So, the first article title is an important element in promoting reading comprehension. Reading comprehension skills are basic skills that must be mastered by everyone. These skills need to be mastered from early year to be able to adapt and succeed in facing future study. Comprehending is the key to acquiring new knowledge. The set of McDonald from Connor at 2009. So the comprehension is as an active process and that is required when listening to information from various media. Reading skillfully can train comprehension effectively, so that it can be said that reading comprehension is a basic skill that must be mastered by everyone to be able to understand other forms of knowledge resource. Therefore, reading skill is an important factor affecting the quality of education and the quality of one's life into adulthood. The next is the methods. There are two methods in this article. So the first is qualitative research. It is show how a person behaves, their history, social movement, and relationship with each other. Data for qualitative research can be obtained by calculating the result of the questionnaire distribution, but the analysis is carried out by qualitatively. The example is the location of this study is at SDN 1 and 2 Kenayan Tulung Agung. The implementation of this research starts with design and research, implementation data, and data analysis. Report writing. Subject in the study were supervisors, 2 literacy experts, and 2 principal, and 6 early grade teachers. The second technique is data collection techniques. It is carried out through interview, literature review, and observation. The presented data were gained by conducting interview and discussion with supervisors, principal, early grade teachers, and early grade literacy experts. This discussion carried out by the conducted a focused discussion on the topic of reading teaching in the early grade to improve reading comprehension. Literature review on topics relevant to the current literature are carried out to strengthen the result of the discussion. The source of information in the discussion and interview were first, second, and third grade teachers at SDN 1 Kenayan and SDN 2 Kenayan, to school superintendent, to principal, and 2 senior literacy coach from the Indonesian Children's Literacy Foundation. The observation technique are carried out in the early grade of the 2 elementary school where balanced reading teaching has been applied, which specialize in reading comprehension skill. The research is documented in videos and photos, including the activity of researchers, teachers, and students. So the result of the observation showed that teachers in grade 1, 2, and 3 taught reading activity at special time of 1 hour every day. This reading activity is included in the balanced reading program component, which consists of different activity. In grade 1, the teachers conducted phonic activity 3 times a week. In this activity, the teacher emphasized the identification of letter sound. The second activity is interactive reading, which is also carried out 3 times a week. Interactive reading activity emphasizes the introduction of interesting storyline, comprehension, story reflection, and vocabulary. The books that are read in interactive reading activity are fiction and non-fiction books with engaging plot. The second reading activity that is carried out is reading together. In reading together, the teachers use a book in which the text and picture are in large print, and the focus in reading together is modeling reading strategies. Because the focus of modeling reading strategies, the ledger, the easel, and bookmarks are the main components. The next so it is carried out by the teacher to guide reading activity. In this activity, the teacher carry out reading activity according to the needs of student. The books used in guided reading activity are guidebooks, reading books. I think that's all. So the next is my friend. Thank you.
And then I will review the article 2 entitled The Importance of Intrinsic Motivation for High and Low Ability Readers Reading Comprehension Performance. In the abstract, tell about the article looked at how thinking and motivation affected reading ability, especially among struggling readers. They assessed 111 kids aged 9 until 11, testing their reading verbal IQ, decoding skills, and how much they enjoy reading. Among the tests, 69 children were identified as good or struggling readers. For skilled readers, verbal IQ mattered most for reading, while struggling readers relied on decoding skills and how much they liked reading. Interestingly, enjoyment of reading significantly influenced the importance in struggling readers' comprehension skill, but not in skilled readers. Then, success in school often relies on child ability to read well, as most subjects involve reading to some extent. This article also has focus on cognitive skills like verbal abilities and decoding, which are crucial for understanding what's read. And some studies suggest that both cognitive skills and intrinsic motivation significantly impact reading performance and improvement. Additionally, motivation might be especially important for children with lower reading or cognitive abilities, as they may need more drive to do well in challenging tasks. Children's motivation for reading can be categorized into two types, such as intrinsic or personal interest and extrinsic or external factor. Research shows that intrinsic motivation positively impacts that comprehension, while extrinsic motivation has a negative association. Good and poor readers differ significantly in their level of intrinsic motivation, but not extrinsic motivation. To measure this, researchers in this article often use the motivation for reading questionnaire. This study aimed to explore how intrinsic motivation affects reading comprehension alongside cognitive skills like verbal ability and decoding. And then the method used is by collecting participants, and it involved 111 children with 52 boys and 59 girls from 2 UK schools. Among them, 40 children were in year 4 and 30 in year 5, and the last is 41 in year 6. Based on a reading test, 69 children were categorized as good is 32 children or poor with 37 readers. All children underwent a reading comprehension test or group reading test 2 where Year 4 kids receive Form A or B while Year 5 and 6 receive Form C or D to prevent cheating. It using phonological decoding skills and intrinsic reading motivation questionnaire. At the end of the school year, children did the questionnaire and reading assessment in their classroom, taking about an hour. Then they complete individual assessment in nearby quiet room lasting around 20 minutes each. 9 months earlier, all the children had taken the same reading assessment to measure how their reading comprehension skill had progressed over time.
Next, I will explain the correlation of thesis or antithesis in both Article 1 and Article 2. The thesis of Article 1 is as follows. Reading comprehension is a fundamental skill that should be fostered during the early grades and is crucial for successful learning in subsequent classes. The article aims to analyze significant factors that contribute to enhancing the teaching of reading for comprehension in early grade education. The research process includes planning, conducting research, implementing strategies, analyzing data, and composing reports. The study involved interview and observation with supervisor, literacy coaches, principals, and teachers specializing in early grade education. The findings highlight the 9 key elements that play a vital role in improving the teaching of reading for comprehension, including the cultivation of a habit of establishing connection between the content of the book and the world outside of it. The article emphasized the importance of fostering reading comprehension skill during the early grade as a crucial component for successful learning subsequent classes. The thesis of Article 2 is as follows. The study examined how cognitive and motivational factors predicted reading skill and found that intrinsic reading motivation explains significantly more variance in low ability reader. Correlations were carried out between various assessments to examine the strength of association between different skills. Children's current reading comprehension skill was closely associated with their previous reading comprehension. Verbal IQ decoding skill and motivation. Verbal IQ explains significant variance in high ability readers. Reading comprehension, while poor reader reading comprehension was explained by variance in their decoding skill and intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation explains significant variance in growth in reading comprehension skill in the low ability reading group, but not in the group of good readers. So, in summary, both articles focus on reading comprehension, but approach it from different perspectives. Article 1 underscores the critical role of early grade education in fostering reading comprehension through a comprehensive research process involving interview and observation with educational professionals. The article identifies 9 key elements essential for effective reading instruction. Notably, it emphasized the cultivation of a habit among students to establish connection between the content of the book and the world beyond. A connection is as a vital component for successful learning in subsequent classes. While Article 2, on the other hand, delves into cognitive and motivational factors influencing reading skill. The study explored how intrinsic reading motivation significantly impact the reading performance of low ability reader. Correlation between various assessments revealed that association between current reading comprehension skill and factors such as previous reading comprehension skill like verbal IQ, decoding skill, and motivation. The findings highlight the differentiated impact of intrinsic motivation on readers of varying abilities, with a notable influence on growth in reading comprehension skill for low ability reader. That is all of the thesis and antithesis of both articles.
So, the conclusion from the article 1, the study showed that intrinsic motivation is crucial for low ability readers, significantly affecting their reading performance and growth in reading comprehension skills. Interestingly, this motivation factor didn't impact good readers in the same way. The questionnaire result supported this, revealing that intrinsic motivation notably influenced the development of reading skills, especially among those with lower reading ability. However, it didn't play a significant role in enhancing the reading skills of higher ability readers. Overall, the findings suggest that intervention focusing on boosting motivation could greatly benefit poor readers in improving their reading abilities. And then the conclusion from the article 2 is the study explored how cognitive and motivational factors impact reading skill in 9 until 11 years old children. Verbal IQ was crucial for good readers' reading comprehension, while decoding skills and intrinsic motivation were important for those with lower abilities. Intrinsic motivation significantly influenced the growth of reading comprehension in low ability readers, but not only in high ability ones. They use various assessments, including reading comprehension, verbal IQ, decoding skills, and a questionnaire on intrinsic motivation to collect data. And then these assessments were done in classroom at the end of the school year. So that's all from our group. Thank you for your attention and thank you so much.